Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today, we're going to tackle inverse trigonometric functions. But let's forget about just memorizing a bunch of dry formulas. Instead, we're going to treat this topic like a game, and I'm going to give you all the cheat codes you need to win.
You know that feeling, right? You see a problem like this, and it looks so complicated. It can feel really intimidating, kind of like you're facing the final boss in a video game, and you have no idea how to even start.
But what if I told you it's not some scary chapter you have to memorize by heart? Think of it as a game that you can actually master. You see, every property we're going to learn today is like a special cheat code. Once you know which code to use and when, any problem becomes super easy.
Okay, let's jump right in. Welcome to Level 1. This is our first and, honestly, our easiest move. I like to call it the easy combo. It's all about spotting simple pairs.
So here's our first cheat code. Whenever you see sin inverse of some value, let's call it x, added to cos inverse of the exact same value x, the answer is always pi over 2. Now, the only rule of the game here is that the x has to be identical in both functions, and it has to be a value between -1 and 1.
That's it. It's an instant win. You don't need to do any calculation at all. And you know the best part? This brilliant little trick also works for tan inverse with cot inverse and sec inverse with cosec inverse. If you see the pair, you know the answer is pi over 2. Simple.
All right, you've cleared level 1. Let's move up to level 2. This move is what I call the team-up move, and it's for combining two tan inverse functions. Now, you need to pay close attention here, because this is where most of the questions in your exams will come from. This is probably the most famous, the most superstar formula in this entire chapter. It's the one for adding tan inverse of x and tan inverse of y. And trust me, it's a real game changer because it lets you take two separate terms and team them up into one single neat expression. But wait, there's a very important catch here. There's a critical game rule that you absolutely must follow. Honestly, so many students lose marks simply because they rush and use the formula without checking this one condition. Don't let that be you. Before you even think about applying that formula, you have to do this check. It's not optional. First, take your x and y and multiply them. Then, ask a simple question. Is the product xy less than 1? Only if the answer is yes are you allowed to use the formula directly. This is the main condition you'll need for your board exams, so make sure you master it. So just to repeat, that condition check is a non-negotiable step, okay? Good. Now let's look at an incredibly useful power-up move that can completely transform a problem. This 2 tan inverse x property is a fantastic power-up. Think of it like a Swiss Army knife. It's one tool that can do many different things. It lets you take this one expression and transform it into 3 completely different forms depending on what the question is asking for. And here is its real power. Look at this. You can change it into a sin inverse expression if you need to. Or you can change it into a cos inverse expression. Or even into another tan inverse expression. This flexibility is what makes it such a powerful cheat code to have in your toolbox. Great. You are doing really well. Now, let's quickly unlock a secret move for a special situation. This is something a lot of students forget about, and it's how to deal with negative values inside the function. Okay. So for sin inverse and tan inverse, it's super simple. The negative sign just pops right out to the front of the function. Easy, right? But cos inverse is the special one. It plays by its own rules. Please remember the special rule. Cos inverse of -x becomes pi minus cos inverse of x. It's a very common trap, so be extra careful with this one. And you've done it. You've cleared all the levels and collected all the essential cheat codes. So, what do we do now? Let's put everything together in one final summary slide that you can use to revise. This right here is your master cheat sheet. I seriously suggest you pause here and take a screenshot. It perfectly summarizes what puzzle to look for, which cheat code to use, and most importantly, what trap you need to avoid. It's all right here. So let's just quickly recap what we learned. The whole secret to this chapter is just recognizing the pattern. If you see a sin inverse and cos inverse pair, boom, use the easy combo. If you see a sum of 2 tan inverses, what do you do first? You check the condition and then you use the team-up move. And if you take away only one single thing from this entire explainer, please let it be this. These properties are like superpowers, but they only work if you follow the rules of the game. Always, always, always check the conditions, like xy being less than 1, before you apply any formula.
So, the next time you see one of these long, scary-looking problems, don't panic. Just think of it as a game and use the cheat codes we talked about today. Keep practicing with these ideas, and I promise you, you will absolutely master this topic.